We focus on the Hofstra women tonight. They finished 12-7 overall in 2019. Those 12 wins, the most since 2010. They lost to JMU in the conference championship game. That was their first conference championship appearance since 2013. Alyssa Perella added another chapter to her fantastic career as a junior last season, not just at Hofstra, not just in the CAA, but nationally. She led the nation in goals per game, that number at 4.47. Third in the nation in points per game, 5.53, and set some records along the way, too. She enters her senior season already the all-time Hofstra leader in goals and points, 4th all-time in assists, 8th in draw controls. She's 6th in CAA history in goals and points as well. The 2019 CAA Player of the Year and 3rd team IL All-American. Probably more records to come. She being a big part of last year's surge for the Pride, going 8-9 in 2018, 8-8 in 2017, 3-13 in 2016. The 2019 season, their best year, as you see, since 2015 when they went 11-6. They were 6-0 in conference play that year, but they lost that year to Towson in the CAA semis. All right, we bring in Shannon Smith now. And Coach, obviously last year you had the most wins you've had in a long time for the program. You know, where do you think you got to that point, and now where do you go from there in terms of escalating it and taking that next step?
Yeah, last season was a really great step for us. I thought that you know, our program took a really big change within our culture, you know, and got a taste of that success both on and off the field. You know, we played really well, able to get to the CAA championship game, and you know, off the field we did really well academically as well, finishing, you know, first in our conference with a 3.53 GPA. So it was really nice to see the success both on and off the field by our student athletes. And you know, from here we just really have to take that and learn from what we learned from last year and be really excited for this season. You mentioned sort of making that culture happen in terms of success on and off the field. How much does it help to have a lot of that group back this year too, to sort of, you know, double down on that, so to speak? Yeah, I think it's huge. Our senior class has really been here for 4 years, and a lot of them have played every single game, every single minute since their freshman year. So I think they're well seasoned and have learned a lot throughout their careers here. And being able to kind of really take those freshmen, sophomores, and junior classes underneath them, our team has gained a lot of playing experience. So I think that's really going to help us as we move into this season. Yeah, you mentioned some of those upperclassmen now, and Alyssa Perella, every time I talk to you, we talk about her, for good reason, of course. You know, what's the next step for her this year? Yeah, I think for her, it's just really just enjoying her senior year, continuing to develop. I think that there's still another level to Alyssa's game that she's got to get to, and she's been working super hard at it. So, and I think that's a funny, you know, statement to say, because she's one of the best players in the country. And, you know, I think that she's really working on developing, you know, a couple of other moves to keep teams and other defenders that are going to be covering her this year guessing of what she has when we play against them. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's been excellent in her career, but you also look around at the other pieces, like we mentioned, some of that talent you have coming back. Who has stuck out to you here in the fall in terms of leadership and also, you know, being some of those other impact players for you come spring? Yeah, you know, you have 2 other seniors with you know, Darcy Smith, who is, you know, the heart and soul of that defense, and really is just a phenomenal weapon for us on the draw circle. Alexa Matera, who, you know, is dynamite in the midfield for us. So those 3 seniors have done a lot for us. So really excited to watch them develop. You know, I think our junior class has really come a long way with the names of, you know, Katie Whalen. She's been playing really well right now and has really just started to step up and develop on the offensive side of the field for us. Shannon Boyle has been having a really great year for us, and Ariana Esposito as well. And, you know, we're really excited to add Sabrina Cristodero, you know, who had a tremendous first 2 years down at Florida. So excited for that. And then we've had some sophomores. We played a lot of sophomores last year in our season. They're kind of just thrown into the fire and just had to figure it out. And this year they've really developed and developed and learned a lot and have become really some really great leaders for us. So excited for that class to really step up for us this year. And, I would say the sophomores, juniors, and seniors are making the transition a little bit easier for our freshman class this year.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, having that leadership is a big help. We talked just before we got on camera here about your schedule. Probably, like you mentioned, one of the toughest since you've been there. Let's see, we were just saying, you got USC, Hopkins, Maryland, BC, and Notre Dame, just to name a few for the most part. What's the mentality thinking about some of those tough teams on the schedule this year?
Yeah, the CAA conference is one of the best. And, I really felt that last year we got to a certain point and, we have, Towson, JMU, Drexel, Delaware, William & Mary, and Elon in our conference. And it's really tough in the month of April. And I think for us to get to that level and to be able to win a conference championship, we have to play a really tough non-conference schedule. And I think that, this year we have a lot of senior leaders and a lot of skill. So really, really looking forward to developing that and using that for us as we move forward. And hopefully our non-conference schedule really prepares us for our conference.
Get you a little bit more ready, I guess, earlier on in the year. Obviously, you started with USC last year, too, but I'm sure it probably amps things up a little bit more, too, knowing what you have in front of you, basically from start to finish, right?
Exactly, and I think that it gives the team some excitement this year with the teams that we have on our schedule, and I think it is really exciting. It's exciting for the program, exciting for the players, but to be the best, you have to play the best, and right now we're just really excited to get the kids back on campus and to really start working and getting excited for the start of our season.
We're excited too, Shannon. Thank you so much for the time, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.